Good evening, everybody. October 26, 2021. Taking a look at Bitcoin here. So last night, the update was potentially that we were, looking at this little ABC here in order to get a higher B wave, and that obviously failed. I said if it dropped below about 61.8K, which we saved a couple times there, but as soon as it dropped below it, we got this big move down. So that was perfect as far as movement goes there. So I'm going to get rid of this little green box here. This ABC is out. And we are moving downwards now into this C wave. So this is going quite well right now. Going to get rid of this as well. Okay, so we've got our A, we've got our B, that's pretty much confirmed, and so now we're looking for the end of C, which is still this green box here. Minimum that it should strike is about 59.2 at the 618 extension of A and B. More commonly, it would go all the way to the 10 extension, which is about 56.7 right here. And then if it wants to extend a little bit further, it could potentially go to about 55.1. So anywhere in here is really where we're looking for this to be saved, for this correction to be over, basically. This larger green box that I have down here is the 382 to 618 region based on a fib from here to here, but I think this green box is going to be the more reliable one, so I'm going to get rid of that for now. And we'll look at it again if we need to, but I think this is what we're looking at here. All right, so let's see if we can get some confluence. If I zoom in, so this action here very much looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in a diagonal. So I think that's our leading diagonal 1. This action right here was our 2, and now we're proceeding downwards. And we should see a full 5 waves down in this C wave here. So if that's correct, and this in fact is our 1 and 2 like that, then we should see a move to the 1382 to 1618. Which was right here. That should have been support for 3, which is exactly what we saw. And then we should move up. So we're just going to label this 1, 2, there's 3. 4 should really go anywhere between the 10 at 60.9 and the 764 at 61.3. So anywhere in here is going to be our 4th. And then the 5th wave down will proceed somewhere into this region between 59 and 59.4, which matches up quite nicely with the top of our zone there for C to N. So it is possible that we only get a shallow C and we get around that 59K area based on these waves. So that is potential, and we'll have to see what happens if we get further down than that. It's going to have to be either that this 3rd hasn't actually quite completed yet and we get an extension in it, or the 5th wave can certainly extend. It could push down a little bit further into these lower fibs here. But the confluence right now kind of makes it seem like 59 might be all we get. So if you've been waiting to buy in, I would certainly have some buys ready there, right at the top of that region around 59. But we should also try to see, I don't know if I can see anything on the low time frame. Let me take a look real quick and see. Like I said, I saw potential 5 waves, micro 5 waves down in that 1. Now let's see, there's our 2. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, maybe. I mean, I can make a case for this 3rd not quite having completed yet. Like either that's 3, 4, and 5 within this 3, or potentially we still have a little bit further to go, and that would give us our extensions that we need to see if we're going to hit the lower regions. So that is a possibility as well. Because I can't really make out, I mean, this looks like a really shallow 4. Let me get rid of this fib real quick here and see what the relationship is between this 3 and that 2. Yeah, this could all be part of that 4 within 3, because this really should extend down to this 59 level just within this 3rd wave, I think. So let me do this to make it a little bit more clear. We're going to make this a little larger here, make that like minuet, and I'll make this micro a different color to make it a little easier to see. Okay, so basically looking for the 5 waves within this 3 here, right? And so I am, right now, I'm going to lean towards the probability that we maybe are going to come down a little further here. So let's go micro. Sorry, let me change this color so I don't confuse myself. This is resistance for the 4th wave, all within here. Okay. And then support is going to be 132 to 1236. So this is probably where we'll see this 5 of 3 end. And then if that is in fact the case, then what we'll have to do is draw a backwards fib from 3 to 2 like this. Okay, and then larger 4th wave resistance is going to be in here, like that. Somewhere in that region, and then the target for the 5th is down a little bit further here. Like so. Okay. So, what does that mean? That means actionable things that we can use here. As long as we remain below this red box here, we should see a push into this zone right here, right around 59K. And then it has the potential that is the end of it, right? Which is what I was trying to decide. Maybe that's the end, maybe not. But if we see something like this happen, where we come down into this region here, and then bounce up here into this region, and we do not surpass 60.9, or let's just call it 61. As long as we don't surpass 61K, I'll expect further downside, right? So if we can get, let's see, get to 59-ish. If we go to 59-ish and remain below 61, I'm going to write this down so I can put it in my summary. Then we should get another move down into the sort of 58, low 58K region. Okay. And that is based on the current action. Now, obviously, that may change a little bit if this extends. You know, if we see this fall down a little bit further, then I'll have to revise some of that, and we may end up seeing some lower levels. But if everything kind of follows the normal fibs, then that's kind of the path that I'm looking at right now. So let's delete that just to make it more clear. Delete this, delete this. Okay, so this is what we're waiting for to see right now. So the question is, do we bottom here and then break upwards above 61, in which case we are on our way up in the next leg, or do we extend down a little bit further and get right around this macro 764 here, around 58, or at some point does something extend and then we actually see a little bit further down as well into the 56K region. But as far as the longer term goes, like anything in here looks like a pretty darn good opportunity to buy. So I'm going to go back to the hourly chart, see if there's anything else I need to talk about here. But I think that pretty much sums it up. Yeah, I'm really leaning towards this being the third not complete rather than the third being complete there. So I think we'll probably see this, but we've got some pretty good parameters here to work with. So I will write that up as a summary and we will go from there. All right, good night everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.